What up? What up? What up? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another Tuesday Transformation Talk. Find this live and let everybody know we're live. We got another awesome guest we're excited about. Uh, Let me find myself. I see that I'm live elsewhere, but I don't see that I'm live in the group. D Wayne, did I do something wrong here? Okay, in the group. Yep. Go live. What did I not do? Oh, I know what I didn't do. This is on me. So if you're watching on YouTube and all the places, we are live. Also about to be live in the group. As soon as there we go. Now we're live in the group. But if you're on YouTube, take this, grab this link, man, and let people know. You can share it on your personal page. Now we're live in the group. Boom, there we go. What up, y'all? I'm gonna move myself to the features. I missed one step on my little setup thing here, but we are live now in the group. And now I'm going to pin us to the features. Boom. And if you are in, there we go. Now we're going. We got people on Facebook, on our public Facebook page, and we also have people on YouTube checking it out. And like I said, we have another special guest. If you're on Facebook, you missed my intro. If you're inside the group, you missed my intro. But it is Tuesday, and this is another Tuesday night transformation talk or transformation live. I'm your host, Dwayne. For those that don't know, that may be finding this in other places. And what we do on Tuesday nights is we highlight members of the group, people that are inside of the E2M motivation group, people that have either people that are either in the 8-week challenge or been in here for a while. And I like to do people that's actually been in here for a while so they can kind of give you a little insight on the process as far as like your fitness goals and hear about transformation stories. That's what this is all about. So if you're inside the E2M group, tag your friends, let them know that we are live. Another Transformation Tuesday. I do have a guest, and we are excited about it to get started. While you are getting those things together, and I'm giving you about a minute to let people know, I want to remind y'all, man, we have a YouTube channel. And 2024, my goal for YouTube is to grow that audience, man. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We literally today had a ACV cocktail challenge where Coach Jeff, Coach Mandy, Coach Alicia put together their favorite combinations for apple cider vinegar to make it taste great. We know apple cider vinegar has a lot of great things as far as health wise, but our coaches brought their favorite recipes, and we had a member of the staff that's actually not in the 8-week challenge, Mr. Jason, the cameraman and graphic designer for E2M Premium and a lot of other things. Jason does a lot. We had him taste test it, and so Jason picked the winner. So to find out who won the ACV challenge, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So go to YouTube and just search E2M Fitness, and that was a live we did today. And we're gonna do a whole lot more things like that. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring to the live Miss Karen. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Dwayne. I'm great. I'm
All
great.
right, right. Good stuff. Well, so we're super excited to have you in. Told the staff that who we had in, and they were excited to have you on. And so can't wait to talk to you and just kind of hear a little bit of your story. And speaking of, hey, tell us a little bit about your fitness journey. And I always like to say before E2M, before you discovered E2M, like what was your fitness journey like? And then we'll talk about when you once you found the group.
Okay. Fitness journey prior to E2M, there was not one. It was
Mm,
Karen eats what she wants to eat. And in my lifestyle, my body, everything spoke to that. Um, and I did have uncontrolled high blood pressure. So literally every time I was going to the doctor for the annual exam, the blood pressure was going up, and so was the medication. And so I think the real come to Jesus for me was the summer of 2021. And my doctor, basically said, hey, look, you're 56 or 55, 56, and, your family history, your dad died at 63. So death was looming pretty large there.
mm,
and I was actually doing another fitness program because I've done them all. I've done the Weight Watchers, the Optavia, the Keto, the Nutrisystem, all of them. And that was it. And so I fast forward to probably that February, March timeframe. Dr. Carolyn Clancy, one of my longtime friends from the early 90s, posted her results on Facebook. And she looked fabulous. Her transformation was so startling. And I hadn't seen her since before the pandemic. I was like, well, what are you doing? And how long have you been doing this? And I said, well, did it take you a couple of years? You've been working out in the gym? And when she described the process and said 16 weeks, it was just sign me up. Where do I sign? And then she said the cost structure, you pay one time, and I didn't really believe her, but I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and do that because I was already spending hundreds on these other programs. So I said, okay, well, I will try it, and that was it. So it was totally on her results that I joined the program.
I love it. I love it. And you know, I think a lot of people have that same story where you try everything. I mean, I was one of those that you try everything and you try to figure out, you know, what works, and you know, a new infomercial come on and then you're buying that whole stack of CDs that sit somewhere, you know. So I think a lot of people can relate to that. So let's talk about once you got into the group, you know, what was that experience like? You know, there's a lot of people that are on week 7. Just talk about that transition, you know, coming into this Facebook group, you know, and that experience. Talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. People would be really surprised. I am an extreme. And when I say extreme introvert, I really, really am.
Really?
And very much so. I extrovert well when I have to, but it's just not my nature. However, when I joined E2M, the very first thing I did, because I'm by trade, I have an engineering degree. I worked for Anheuser-Busch for 17 years in logistics, own my own franchise. So I'm a very systematic, methodical person. So the first thing I did was make the program make sense. I had to organize the program and structure it in a way that made sense to me. And so I sat down, I did everything the coach said do. He said, you know, go through guide 1, watched all those videos. But then what ultimately came out of that was a 1-pager. And I had a 1-page, big, you know, nice overview of the 3 components of the program. It's real simple. You've got the food, you've got the fitness, and you've got the mental fitness piece. And once I figured out, okay, this is what happens Monday through Friday, I put it on a 1-pager, and I still use that. I'll have conference calls with new members and we'll go through it, and I organized it so it makes sense. So that was first thing I did. The second thing I did was become coachable. I submitted myself to the process. But I did that with Weight Watchers and everything else. I did what the people said to do.
Right.
And that was my approach with E2M. I gave the coaches the benefit of the doubt that they figured it out, and I did it. And so that was even down to, and I brought up the point about being an introvert for that reason, because engaging in the group and cultivating relationships, I didn't really care about doing that when I joined. I was very focused. I wanted to lower my blood pressure. That was it. But I would get on the lives at night, and Jeff would say, you need to, you know, jump out there and put the city you're from. And inside I was cringing. I did not want to talk to anybody I didn't know, but because he said so, I did it. And every aspect of the program for those first 2 rounds, it was not about the weight. It was not. And so nobody was more surprised than me that at the end of 8 weeks, what I started looking like, I was seeing muscles. I've never had muscles. I was seeing, all I wanted was the high blood pressure to go down, which it did. But it was all the other things that I did not anticipate. And so because I trusted every aspect of the process, I've got, you know, a great accountability well, more than one accountability group, multiple. I've got so many friends I can't count. Um, but it's done exceedingly abundantly above and beyond what I ever would have expected um, in a fitness program.
I
Um,
love it. I love it. Yeah, you said a lot of really good things, and I hope people are catching it. You know, the fact that you trust the process. You know, you made it pretty much accessible for yourself. Like you figured it out how to make it work for your life. And that's the beautiful thing about E2M is it's super comprehensive. Like you can make it fit into anyone's life. And that's something I always tell people. I talk to people all walks of life as far as like, their job or family, no matter how busy you are,
mhm.
truck drivers or I mean doctors, nurses, lawyers, I mean engineers, anybody
Yeah,
can make
absolutely.
it fit into that. So this week is the theme is eager to reflect and a lot of times on fitness journey we get so focused on a goal that we're trying to reach or we get so focused on trying to get to a certain aspect. um can you talk about like how important it is to just sometimes take a moment, because you talked about seeing those muscles and things that you weren't expecting. In order to see that kind of progress, you had to take a moment and think about those things. Talk about how you did that.
I think the biggest, re- and this is something that if I have one regret, is that I didn't take enough before pictures
Mm,
because I cringed when I looked in the mirror and I saw that size 14 person that I barely recognized.
mhm,
Um, but it was after the end of the process when I started really taking the pictures um, and getting on the scale that I really saw, man, this program is different.
mhm,
It
mhm,
is so different than anything else I had done before. And I think also um, part of the reflection for me is reading the posts of other people and their
mhm,
journeys and their stories. Um, that's one of the things that keeps me plugged in is I love rooting for people, but I also like reading about their journeys. And I'm not into the comparison game. And maybe that's a very, at least not as it related to this, because
mhm.
my journey was very personal. It was high
Right,
blood pressure. So when he said stay off the scale, I didn't care what the scale said. That was secondary to
right.
I had other goals, but I found inspiration from reflecting on, okay, this is how this person did it. This was their why. And just that ongoing inspiration all along the way. It wasn't, oh, wow, she's got great abs. I want great abs. I was always more interested in people's stories, their
Mhm.
journey, the process. And that's what kept me. So I think my reflection is ongoing and it was always through the process. I'm
Mhm.
always interested in stories and and I find inspiration in that.
I love it. So, the when you mentioned the pictures part, the comments kinda blew up a little bit, people saying how much they regret taking pictures before to make that
Mhm.
comparison. I see that so often. A lot of times when I'm bringing in new people, and they're having that same reaction, the first thing I tell them is, "Take the pictures, because you're not gonna look like that in 8 weeks." Like, I can if you do this
Right.
program, that's the last time you're gonna look like that.
But
So that
I think you're right. I didn't expect it. It because I wasn't chasing the
right,
physical
right.
aspect of things. I, I just yeah.
I
Just
get it.
wasn't expecting it.
100%, 100%. And I love what you talked about when, you said reading other people stories. That part is another thing that separates E2N with a lot of other programs is, people will actually put themselves out there. That's what we encourage. And you can see their triumphs, you can see,
Mhm.
how far they've come and things like that. So is there one, I know you like to be prepared, but I'm gonna throw a little curveball. Is there one that you can think of that really touched you and just, kind of gave you a little extra motivation? Even if you don't remember the person, is there one you can share?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who it was. In round one, it was
Uh,
Jennifer Conquest. And
nice.
in fact, at that time, Jennifer would go live either once a week or a couple of times a week. And so she was one of those persons I gravitated to in terms of listening, because I was just amazed. She had 6 children, and I kept thinking, if she can do this, I have no excuse.
Absolutely.
And so, and then there was one point where she, for those of us who were on that live, she said, well, I really want you guys to post on your private page. And I was terrified to do that. And she said, well, if you're scared, use one of my pictures. And so the very first post I made on my personal page, because again, I had to follow the process. It was, after you got your results post, I posted one of her before and afters along with mine. And that kind of gave me some courage.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jennifer is one of the OG rock stars.
Yeah.
I've been seeing her in here as much. She definitely with a lot of people. Comments started ringing up when you mentioned her.
Yeah.
Because and it was her ability to be transparent. And like you said, 6 kids. She got a whole basketball team and still pulled it off. So that's awesome and amazing. So as far as like going into week 7, you already mentioned how you don't compare yourself. A lot of people are going to be posting their before and afters and things like that. And for someone that maybe is not a Karen, that's not a person that don't naturally compare themselves, like what would you say to those people that are looking left or right, that see other people pictures and feel like, man, I'm not there yet, or what would be your message to them?
I'd say get into the mental fitness. You got to change your mindset. I
love it.
And hey, if I got one thing to say, we need to move the mental fitness piece up in the guides and make it. I mean, seriously, because I think sometimes it might be because it's so low and down at the bottom, people think it's not as important.
Legit.
I'm telling you, when Dr. Reese said to me, or said to us, I don't have to like it. I don't have to feel like it. That was life transforming. I was so feelings driven that I thought I had to feel like working out, and I still hate it. I don't like it. I get up every morning and I do it in spite of the fact that I don't like it. I am not that person who's been doing this for almost 2 years and it's like, oh, I love working out. No, I don't. If you could give me a pill tomorrow and I could stop, I would. I take it and I would do it. And so I would say, don't underestimate the power of the mental fitness piece. I had a very close family member that had a mental health crisis, and I literally had to leave. Thank God I had my own business because I could leave the state, go home to Arkansas, and help work through that mental health crisis. And I wanted to quit. And it was the second week of my second round, and I was prepared to just stop. But I could hear because I had been listening to Dr. Reese the whole first round. I heard her in my head. Life is going to life, and you can't stop. You got to figure out a way to keep the routine, even in the midst of crisis. And now I can look back and say, even when crisis and things happen now, I can look back and say, I kept going through that. Nothing I've gone through since then has been that serious or that disruptive. And I proved to myself with what I thought was one of the most horrible things that could have happened. And I kept my E2M routine through it. If we don't get our minds right, and you could be the healthiest, most positive, self-confident person in the world, but you go through the right person die or the wrong person dies, leaves you, divorce, you name it, you're subject to crumble and drop it all. And I think the mental fitness coaching, again, rewires you and prepares you for living a fitness lifestyle. So that'd be my advice.
I love it. That's perfect. Good news is we are designing the guide. That is something that we're working through. We've been working with Facebook to get some things cleaned up. So good news on that. It won't be at the top, but it'll definitely be much easier and accessible because everybody knows it's no secret that Facebook switched up on us and our guys got a little junky, but we are definitely have a plan for it. Y'all know Jeff; he's always 10 steps ahead, 100 steps. He's a foresight guy, so we are working through that. So, Miss Karen, this has been great. The comments have been blowing up. Everybody's talking about how beautiful your hair is and all of that. Like,
Hey, shout out to the best hairstylist in E2M,
hey, yeah, who is that? Who is that hairstylist?
Karen Young.
All
She's been
right,
my stylist for wow, 15
nice.
years. Yeah, yeah.
All right, look, we're gonna get her some new customers, and then we better book her up. So, but no, it's been great, and I appreciate the way that you switched it to mental health because that is a very important thing, and a lot of people either take it for granted or don't take advantage of it. And it don't matter if you are consider yourself strong mentally. You always can learn something, and that's something I even had to learn myself. Like I consider myself a very mentally strong person, but I tune into the mental health coaching, and I get something every time. Every time I tune in. So definitely want to big up that big shout out to Dr. Reese for kind of setting the foundation, and
Mhm.
then for all of the wonderful new mental fitness coaches we have. Make sure you guys check them out. All right, Miss Karen, we about to close this thing out, like they say at church, and I'm gonna give you a chance to give us the benediction before I take you off and close it out. Anything you want to say, any shout outs, anything, I'm gonna give you the space to do that right here.
Real fast, of course. Where are my shout out people? I can't see. I
Get
have
your list.
glasses on. No, I really would like to shout out just a couple. Number
Okay.
one is Bridgie Miller. She was the very first person that joined, who stopped me at church and joined. And
Nice.
probably, I know I'm in the 60s or 70s in terms of the number of people I brought into the program. Um, my twin Sharon Aldridge. We're representing that 55 plus club.
I
So
love
Baby Hope is it, and just all my usual suspects. If I tag you, you know who you are. You know I love you, and I call them again my village people, the usual suspects. Yeah, all my people.
I love it. Well, again, thank you for coming on. This has been great. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the Facebook feed.
All
We
right.
always look for your posts. Always look to see what you're wearing on Sunday and all the things. We appreciate that.
Absolutely, got to go churching.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you again. All right, family. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Tuesday transformation talk. Super, super great conversation. Make sure that you tell somebody about the program. It's week 7. This is the time where we need you. This program will not continue if you don't help us bring people in. It's super important. Miss Karen wouldn't be here if someone didn't tell her. The lady she shouted out first wouldn't be here if Miss Karen didn't tell her. If you don't put it on your public page, if you don't this is available right now on our Facebook page. You can grab this link, you can share it directly to your personal page. It's also available on YouTube. While you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, but you can grab the link, share it on your personal page, let someone hear, let someone see. We got wonderful people like Miss Karen and so many more wonderful people like yourself in this program, and you are the thing that makes it special. Love y'all, man. Till next time, we out of here.